If you want to know the fastest Abyss Artifacts and XP farming methods, you are in the right place. With nearly 150 hours of experience, I will be giving you 3 of the absolute best farming spots that can yield 6 artifacts to a whopping 24 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run, so you can easily max out your skill tree and be overpowered early. The Ice Walker farming works differently compared to our staple Abyss Artifacts farming methods currently, since there are a lot of mechanics to consider that you need to know first. You can possibly break the said method instantly and lose access to it forever, so you will need to pay attention to this one. This method will allow you to farm the Ice Walker mini-boss with insanely fast clear times and reset methods, giving you tons and tons of experience per kill. If you look closely at your yellow experience bar, it only takes 3 Ice Walker kills to fill the said gauge and get an Abyss Artifact in the process. Each run is so fast, ranging from 30 to 45 seconds, so your Abyss Artifacts gains per hour will be insane. If you want to keep this farm going, you need to 100% pay attention to these mechanics since you can easily break the said method as I mentioned previously. The most important step is making a save backup first before trying this method. So just in case you accidentally break the method, you do have a backup save file to access. Second is learning how to deal with Ice Walker cores, since every time you take out the said mini boss, it will drop a power core. And for the love of this method, whatever happens, don't seal or gather the said power core, because if you will gather the core and try resetting the method, the Ice Walker will never respawn. While the Ice Walker drops Abyss Gears and Abyss Cells as well, you can get these items without issues. The second thing is to avoid saving your progress right after each kill. If you happen to save your progress after killing an Ice Walker, you will break the method 100% right away. What you need to do here is after taking out the mini-boss, don't gather the power core and fast travel to the key dedicated Abyss Nexus of that certain spot, which I will be covering in just a second to reset and respawn the Ice Walker. If you are 100% sure that the Ice Walker respawned, that's the only time you will save your progress. Don't ever open any sealed Abyss Artifacts or read any kind of recipe when the Ice Walker is dead. Make sure that the mini-boss respawns before opening a sealed artifact or reading a recipe. Opening sealed artifacts or learning a recipe will count as a progress, and my community noticed that doing these activities when the Ice Walker is dead stops the mini-boss from spawning. Well, the same thing applies to learning skills or unlocking upgrades in your skill tree. Make sure that before you unlock any kind of skills, the Ice Walker is not dead and has respawned. This is the #1 killer of this method since players are so excited to upgrade their skill tree during farming sessions even when the Ice Walker is dead. So pay attention to this one. Keep in mind as well that unlocking new Abyss Nexus and Cresets while the Ice Walker is dead will also count as progress. So make sure that before you unlock any new Nexus or Cresets, the mini-boss is alive and breathing. And lastly, if you notice that Cliff or your other characters stop from getting experience points or filling up the yellow bar, it only means that character already reached the experience cap. Each character can only acquire 100 Abyss Artifacts manually, so if this happens to Cliff for example, use your Unka or your Damien to continue getting more Abyss Artifacts in the process. Here's an overview or a checklist of the things that you need to consider when doing this method. If you want to screenshot this list and print it so you can forget the key mechanics, that will help as well. The farming build for this method is rather optional, but I suggest slotting in at least 100% skill XP bonus to have the best experience gains possible. If you don't have the best aptitude Abyss Gears, just slot in whatever you have, or run without it. Just in case you are wondering, here is my exact setup on the screen right now, and pause it if you need to. The main skill that needs to be unlocked for this method are having at least level 2 Nature Snare, which is the Nature Snare Retribution, and the Axiom Force Traversal that will be useful later on. And if you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine. Or consider supporting us on Patreon or by becoming a channel member today, and I appreciate your support. Moving on to the actual methods and locations so we can start farming. There are a lot of Ice Walker spawning locations across the map, and the West Hernand spot is the third best spot for this method, located in the far west icy regions of Hernand. Make sure to unlock the Abyss Nexus on the screen right now so we can reset our runs later on. Starting from the Abyss Nexus and gain height by pulling at least 2 aerial palm strikes. If you have more energy, 3 palm strikes are suggested. Since the character you are seeing right now is a low level 1, I'm trying to gather spirit in mid-air for later. But if you have a ton of spirit, this is not really necessary. Then after landing for the first time, I will then pull off another set of palm strike to gain more height in the process. While you are in mid-air, I suggest pulling off at least a focus aerial roll to increase your flight speed significantly. Notice the area that I'm trying to land on the screen right now, since this is where the Ice Walker is located. Engage the Ice Walker and access the focus state and charge at least 2 to 3 bars of spirits. Then cast your Nature Snare and use the energy to blast off the Ice Walker, significantly filling up the Ice Walker stun or break gauge in the process. If the Ice Walker did not break in a single energy shot, access your focus state once again to immediately gather spirit. But if you notice that the Ice Walker is charging at you with its spinning attack smash like on the screen right now, cancel the focus state and dodge the attack. And then access your focus state once again and do another Nature Snare Retribution combo to finally break the Ice Walker. Once the enemy breaks, cast another Nature Snare Retribution to take out the Ice Walker and watch your XP bar go insane. Keep in mind that there are cases where you can one-shot the Ice Walker with your Nature Snare Retribution if you hit its core directly. As long as the Ice Walker is standing and breathing, just keep on spamming the energy blast and you are good to go. Once the Ice Walker is dead, pick up the possible Abyss gears and cells that you can find. But don't ever seal the power core as I mentioned earlier. Fast travel back to our key Abyss Nexus to reset the run, rinse and repeat. This specific run takes around 1 minute and 30 seconds plus, and I'm averaging at least 1 Abyss Artifacts in every 3 attempts. Doing this method for an hour consistently will give you an insane 13 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. But keep in mind as well that this spot offers 2 Ice Walkers. But since I accidentally killed one during my first hours in the game, it is now gone forever. The second best Ice Walker farming spot can be found in the eastern section of the town of Pailune, located in the Blackwar region of the area. Activate the key Abyss Nexus, which I'm showing on the screen right now, and start farming. Once you arrive at the location, start from the Abyss Nexus and look down from the cliff you are standing on and notice the location of the Ice Walker, while also pinpointing the location with my bow. Free fall your way down to cut the falling animation, and once you land, immediately enter your focus state and charge at least 2 to 3 spirit bars. Then cast the Nature Snare Retribution to stun and break the Ice Walker. You can see that I managed to do it in one shot, so that's the best case scenario in all of the Ice Walker runs that you will do. Once the Ice Walker shatters, enter the focus mode and target any parts you like. And cast another Nature Snare Retribution to potentially kill the Ice Walker in the second blast of energy. But if you fail to do so, it's not really a big deal. Just cast another Retribution to take out the Ice Walker completely and get your possible Abyss gear and cells drop in the process. Fast travel back to the key Abyss Nexus to rinse and repeat. This is the second best spot for Ice Walkers as mentioned, allowing us to have a 57 to 59 second runtime. If you do this consistently for an hour, that's a whopping 21 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. The Wayward spot is hands down the best Ice Walker spot overall in the game, giving the player chance to gain a mind-blowing 24 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. As the name implies, this spot can be found in the icy mountains of Wayward Woods. Activate the key Nexus for this spot and start farming. Start the actual method by performing at least 2 aerial palm strike to gain height, and glide your way down in the upper section of the area. Engage the position of the Ice Walker and access your focus state and charge at least 2 to 3 spirit bars. Then unleash a Nature Snare Retribution on the Ice Walker to potentially one-shot the target. If the Ice Walker did not shatter in a single blast, just access the focus state again and repeat the blast. Once the boss shatters, repeat the process of accumulating energy and blasting off the Ice Walker with Retribution. enjoy the surge of XP, and get the Abyss gear or cells that you can find, and fast travel back to reset the run, rinse and repeat. Well, keep in mind as well that you do have an option to manually damage the shattered pieces of the Ice Walker instead of using the Energy Blast. But only do this if you do have a high attack stat to get the best hourly gains possible. Since the boss's location is just around the Abyss Nexus, it takes only 45 to 50 seconds to clear each attempt, giving you a mind-blowing 24 to 25 Abyss artifacts per hourly runs, which is the absolute fastest in the entire game currently. But what if you don't have access to the previous spots mentioned, since you've already killed the Ice Walkers beforehand? The Ice Walker located west of the Hohenmark ruins is your last choice. Activate the Abyss Nexus that I am showing on the screen right now, located in the ruins before moving forward. Starting from the Abyss Nexus, start climbing the steep mountain in front of you. Notice as well that I did not include this spot in the list that we just went through, because I see it as an impractical method. And I am now showing you what the run looks like in real time, and you can see here how the Axiom Force traversal makes a lot of difference. Follow the direction where I am going in here, and notice the tower located on top of us, and we will be climbing the next set of rocky formations to reach the said location. I am trying to make the run cohesive in here, even though the recording was already fast forwarded. After climbing another set of rocky formations, the tower's location is yet another one rocky formation away. So yes, we will continue climbing it until we reach the area where the tower is located. Once you reach the top, the Ice Walker is just chilling near the tower's premises. So take it out with our usual Retribution combo. While you are at it, I will show you the gains for this method, which is 6 Abyss artifacts per hourly run. It is quite low, I know, but this is expected because of the method's long runtime. But what if you want to know the latest and best Abyss gears farming methods? This video will guide you on everything you need to know, so click on it and I will catch you on the next one.